Hey Blue Merinos, do you want to turn this into this? Look at this juicy burlap ribbon. Y'all, it's got that neat texture and it is wired in a luscious 4 inches wide. So you know what that means? We're gonna make a gorgeous bow with this and I'm gonna show you how to do it. So I'm gonna take the fear out of the 4-inch ribbon and we're gonna make a really natural vibe in this bow and I think you're gonna love it. This is just the right texture and feel we want for our latest project. And if you want to know what we're putting this on, just ask in the comments because we'll share that video with you too. So we're gonna be using our easy bow maker to make this bow and keep it really fun and super easy to do. If you've never used one of these just help you hold that ribbon in the middle. You can still make it without it, but it makes it so much easier. So I'm gonna load up my spool holder and I know I need long tails for this design. So I want these tails to be longer than 20. I'm gonna do about 26 inches. And then I just take and fold over this edge right here and I get a nice finished edge. So I'm making the right side tail first, okay? So there it is. Now come bring this to the center. This is your center line and gather that up. Now when you're working with 4-inch ribbon, you don't want to be afraid of it. It's easy to work with, but you just have to take your little time, you know, here at the center, especially when we're getting ready to do these twists, okay? Because it's just more fabric than we're used to in there, okay? So I'm gonna put in my little gather, all right, and then I'm gonna twist it, and that helps that be a little bit more of a neat fold, right? So this is my right side tail. Now I'm ready to make my first loop, okay? So my first loop I want it to be big and bold, so we're gonna go to about 6.5. So I bring it out here to 6.5, and you see how I left it curvy? That's really important. Just like I teach very multi-layered bows in design school, here today I'm teaching you one layer, but it's really important that you don't get that squashed, okay? So I bring that to the center and then I twist it. Okay, there's my first loop. Now I'm coming over here on the right. Let's get this camera moved up just a little bit and you can see it really good here. And now I'm over on the right doing the same thing at 6.5. Okay, put it in, keep it, we call it loopy, keep it nice and loopy. And then I'm gonna push that down. And this time I'm gonna scrunch instead of twist because I'm not gonna come back with another loop. It's just gonna have one big loop in the back. Now cut these at extra long, a little bit longer than the other side because I wanna be able to kind of fold over and have a neat edge there. At 2 or 3 times is what you kind of need to get that nice crimped edge, okay? So I'm gonna do that on both sides so I get a nice little detailed edge. Because it's burlap and it'll just spray it and look raggedy, you just keep it pretty curved over like that. Okay, so that's our back layer for this bow. Now I'm ready to do the next layer. So we're gonna start again with my curved edge and I'm gonna curve it over a couple times. 3 seems to be the magic number with these. So I'm just rolling it on itself 3 times. And then I kind of crimp those a little bit to hold it. Now I want this tail to be about half the size of the other tail, or maybe a little bit more, half, 3/4. Scrunch it down, and then we're gonna twist this all as one twist. Perfect. Now I'm gonna come in with my next layer, and it's gonna be 5 inches, so much smaller. So I'm holding my hand here to help me get in the center. So I was at 6.5 and 5. Scrunch and twist, and on the right, same thing at 5. You gotta find where the measurements are and scrunch. All right, we want to take these and trim them a little bit longer, and then I'm ready to fold that one. And we're gonna do 3 again. 1, 2, 3. All right, so we have a nice, what we're gonna call a stacked bow, where one layer is stacked on each other. And you wanna use those type of designs in a formal setting, when you're using this in a more formal, classic look. And that's exactly what we have in store for this project. So we're ready to take it off the bow maker. So pull your ribbon off and just bring this kind of to the side. I'm gonna take a cable tie, and that's what I'm gonna use, or you can use a wire. I'm gonna run it beside the dowels and gently pull it up. So when I'm teaching in design school, we're going to be talking about all the tips and tricks in order to make your bows go quickly and fast. And we just love to layer up layer after layer of ribbon and create really lush bows. But this is kind of the foundation work to help you get started. You can see here I'm fluffing it out. It's real important. You see all that dimension? That's really what you want. Make sure your twists are how you want them and they look pretty. And you can see here those pleats are paying off when we have a good pleats. Look how pretty that looks. Now my last step is going to be grab another cable tie, even if you have to do twister to get it. And we're going to put that in the back. That's how we'll attach it to our finished project. So I'll bring that in and pull this tight. Pull that down. So now that's nice and tight and you can trim that part off. And my very last step is going to tailor the center of the bow. And I said we want this for a little bit more of a formal project. So that means I'm going to take and trim, I like 10 to 12 inches of ribbon. Now this is super duper wide, so we can take and split it. We don't need all of that. Just going to split it down the middle in half. And then I'm going to take this piece here and we're going to fold it into a little strip to go down the middle. But in this case, I don't want it to be too little. I want it to be kind of chunky. So I like it chunky. So a nice piece like this, and you can show the seam on the top if you want of the edge of the ribbon, or you can flip it over and have it nice and polished. And I'm going to go for the polished look in this particular design, and we're going to run that down the middle. And you can see when you do that, look how pretty. Pretty, classic, elegant, bada bing, bada boom. All right, we have to tie a knot back here to hold it in place, but then we are ready and done. Just trim off your tails here a little so they're not messy looking, poking through to the front. And then look at here. Your bow is ready, and look, you worked with 4-inch ribbon and you've got it done, and it's beautiful, it's classic. Very tailored looking, and I can't wait to show you what we're going to use this bow on. All right, I'll see you next time, Blue Merinos. Y'all go have fun with flowers and ribbon. Bye, everybody.